What's going on, folks? Mimo and Cloud Fetty.
Back at it.
She's so sexy. As usual, we're back with another dope topic. And you tell me what the topic is.
Okay, the topic is, do women pressure men into marriage?
Do
Hey, no. But I'm sure you beg to differ.
Very interesting question. And this got inspired from
Deval and Kadeen.
Mm-hmm.
They're really big on Instagram. They're a married couple, beautiful couple, and they have 3 boys. They've been married for like over 10 years or something like that.
Right.
But they're funny. Like, everybody loves them. They do a lot of skits and stuff like that. So they have a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And on the podcast, they had a topic where he just brings up that he felt he was pressured into marriage. And she defends herself, and of course, I'm all with her and her sentiments of how she feels. So he's gonna like get into it.
Yeah. So, it's a very touchy subject, but I think pressure is a very, very strong word. I think it could be misleading as far as how women play their part into that. So,
Okay.
if I have to choose yes or no, I would say a better phrase is women position the question to the guy in a way where they feel like, okay, where's this coming from? Or are you trying to tell me something? Are you giving me an ultimatum? Things like that. So, I think you guys do. But I was thinking that it was time to make a move. So it was a relevant question.
Pause, because you know how you do. We have to discuss before we get into us. This ain't about us. This is about the whole topic. So the topic is what happened in the video, because that's where we're piggying back off of. This whole video is about. He said, didn't you pressure me into marriage? And she was like, no, I didn't. I just had a standard of what I wanted for my life. And that's what she posed to him. But he took it as pressure, because she was like, are we going to keep shacking up without being married? Or are we going to get married? If not, I'm going to go live my life and you can live yours. So basically, he feels like it's an ultimatum, whether it's like, you going to marry me or you going to lose me. So that's why he feels pressured. And she's saying it wasn't pressure. It was just, I had a standard of where my life was going. And it's either you coming along with the ride or you're not. I can see where he feels pressured. But with women, I feel we just like to know where things are going. We like to know where the next 2 hours are going. We're planners. We want to foresee the future. We don't just want to take it day by day, because honestly speaking, if we left it up to you guys, we could probably just continue on the rest of life.
Another thing,
just skating by.
Another thing I want to add, for me in particular, I look at it as part of the game. If the relationship is going well and you've been with a woman for a while, they're going to mention it, especially if things are going good. So I kind of knew that would come about, and if that was presented to me, how would I react to it?
You know why women get so bent out of shape when you guys say like you were pressured? Because it feels like you really don't want it, or you don't want to be with us. Like, we're taking it like, if you never pressured me, I wouldn't marry you. And it feels like a rejection. Like, we kind of begged for the marriage, and that's really not what went down. Like, stop acting like you don't enjoy this too,
Yes,
or whatever.
But pressure could be looked at differently. Why so negative? Pressure could mean just a little nudge. Maybe I was on my pivot foot for too long, or I, meaning a guy, is on his pivot for too long, the relationship is going well, and you guys just kind of boost things along with a proposition or a scenario.
Well, my thing is, okay, like with them, I think they were together long, say all through college, and then maybe like 20 something, like late 20s. she was like, where's this going? So for us, it was like 3 years in or something like that. But we also did meet at a later age. Maybe if we met in college, it would have been more time to
it's
like.
Different, a little.
But y'all always feel like that. It could be 10 years of being together. It's like, oh, she pressured me. Why is it pressure? We've been doing this for a long time.
We don't have the right word. That's why I say position the question. You guys look for a good time to mention it. Usually when something is going good. Like we having dinner, we watching a movie or something, and we're not even thinking about it, and then boop, drop it. Hey, so I've been meaning to ask you, and then it goes left. So
you feel like you was pressured. Tell the people. Tell the people.
I believe
Yes.
a match was lit
Oh Lord.
underneath my ass. Now, you can take that away. Me personally, I don't look at that as a bad thing. Like
Okay.
she said, like you said, standards. You're somebody, you're a boss, you're a beautiful woman, you have a lot going for yourself. You like direction.
Yes.
You like to know where things are going. So that makes sense. And again, I wasn't a spring chicken. Again, I've been educated on women, especially at a certain age or time period in life. They're gonna want that. I looked at your profile on the dating app. I knew I was a gem. I knew I was a good catch. And if you was feeling me and we was feeling each other, right? We knew when we wanted to start seeing each other exclusively. We knew it was time to move in with each other. So that's around the corner. So for me, I wasn't surprised. I feel like some guys are surprised. Like, whoa, where did that come from? Why she asking me this? What is this now? The state of the relationship is in jeopardy because now if I don't really think about this and decide if I want to do something, I could lose her. Or she may leave me because she's upset. So then that's how I think it feels like pressure because you guys position it where it feels like, wow, if I don't do this, she may break up with me. But I don't get it. It's going good.
You know why? Because we feel like we give y'all the rope to like do whatever, and then time just keeps going and y'all just look comfortable. And men have a tendency of just being comfortable. Now, however, there are men that will pull the trigger before the woman is even thinking about it. You know, there's guys dating chicks for like 6 months under a year and they're proposing. So, you know, are those people feeling pressured or it's something that they want? Now, I think my question to you and to other men out there, why is it that y'all don't feel how we feel? If we're all in the relationship together, it's growing, we in love, you like, yo, that's my better half, she my rock. You see guys say that's like my ride or die, she held me down. But yeah, when it gets to the marriage talk, they get all real sketchy. But let anybody try to say anything to discredit her, they'll go off. But when it comes to marriage, it's like they want to go run and hide. So I feel as women, we just feel like, why don't y'all feel what we feel to want to do that?
I think part of it is because it's a big production usually. That's one thing where it's like, oh man, that's a lot of work. Da, da, da. She gonna be stressing me out at this big event. Then I think the other part is, for men, straight up, the fear of losing assets. Even though a lot of guys out there don't have many. But for some reason, again, the fact that it's being shared, the fact that we may have to have joint accounts, which we don't have.
So, okay.
Just to throw out there, you ain't got to do that. But I'm just saying, these are the traditional things.
So it's never like, I don't want to get married because something else is better out there type of thing for y'all?
Some guys feel like that. I can only speak from my point
Don't
of view.
try to run from the question.
I'm not running from the question, but it's like, unfortunately, guys, on this YouTube channel we have, my answers are very biased because I'm going by my experiences and also the people I discuss these things with.
Yes.
Guy friends. Some guys, again, yes, they say it's something better out there. Now, logically, if they're unsure thinking that, then this girl doesn't really do it for them like that, or they wouldn't be thinking if there's something better. Then clearly she doesn't have everything that they want. Because if they question that, already, they really don't want to marry her.
Yeah.
let's dissect that, because that does happen. And if a guy says that to me being married, I know straight up what that means. If you got to think about it, if you unsure, she's not for you. If she's not making,
he's second guessing,
like we said on other videos, if she's not making you better, if she's not inspiring you, getting you excited, wanting you to do things to me, because that's the effect she had on me, it's not really the one. It's not nothing to get excited about. You don't have to pull the trigger. You don't have to feel pressured.
I mean,
it all comes with it. Like, you gonna know, like, okay, I've been meaning to do it anyway. So the fact that she mentioned it, maybe I should start focused. Maybe I should start saving. Maybe I should put some money down on the ring. And then again, it's like a little nudge where it's like, all right, let me stop talking about it or procrastinating. Let me get it popping.
Yeah.
So all those things go on, but I just think that there's a lot of fear involved. Men get very scarred easily from past relationships.
Right.
And for some reason, too, they look at their peers, friends, people in their family who has went through hardships, and they compare it to their relationships.
That's some punk stuff.
And think that that's going to happen with them, which is not real life. You can't go by what your neighbor's experience is and think that that's going to happen with you. You should be mindful of it. Look out for it. Because you are in control. It's your life. Nobody's got a gun to your head. But also, just because your brother or your friend had a bad divorce and lost everything, that doesn't mean it has to happen to you, my guy. And a lot of guys think that's the way it is. I hear them say it. That's just preconceived notions that they have about getting married. Excuse me. They think things will change. Again, for me, a crucial part of our relationship was when we moved in together.
Yeah.
That was going to determine and set the stage of, I'm going to marry this woman in the future.
All right, but take it back to the topic.
Right.
Do you feel women pressure men into marriage?
Some do.
Okay.
I think most position the idea to kind of see where the guy's coming from, what they think that they want to do in terms of doing that in the future, if it's a possibility.
So do you think there's a right or wrong way for this marriage talk to come up? Do you think, like, is there a way we can make y'all feel less pressured but get our point across? Because I feel like anytime we discuss it, it's going to feel like pressure, because it's something that...
It's going to come up. And like I said, when you got a woman that's serious, that's looking for a relationship, that's about her business, it's going to come up. And if it don't come up, she probably don't see you like that. So I already expect it. It's just what makes sense. We've discussed it with other couples. I was like, all right, a lot of women talk a lot of smack. Like, yo, when we get married, we ain't married yet. And it's like, okay, well, do you have your stuff together to get married since you want to talk that talk? So some guys are about that. And I think a lot of women talk about it, but they're not really wife material or ready yet. So that plays a part too in it. So it's mixed. It's not just the idea of it, like, oh, why is she talking about it? It has to make sense.
Got you. So some women do pressure men.
Yeah, ridiculous stuff. Plant like signs and pictures, giving hints. It's like too much.
Listen, I know some situations where chicks are talking about it from the gate.
Right.
And I personally think that's too much, because
it's unattractive. It's a turnoff.
But for some people it works, because there's people that's engaged in 6 months and married in a year. But for me personally, for all the things that I've been through, I need to get to know the person. I can't just jump the gun like, I dated him for a couple months and he wants to marry me. I would have been like, pause. I need to know more about you before I get myself in this, because marriage is just not something you just get into like that. And I'm not saying 6 months is not a long enough time. It's just not a long enough time for me. But I wouldn't say that we pressure men. I just say that we set a standard when we feel like we're ready for the next step in life, and we're trying to see if y'all on board, because we feel like we've made it to a point where it's like, we love you, we love the relationship, we like where this is going. Is it going to go further? And if not, let me not get myself too carried away and get my feelings deeper involved for somebody that's going.
See, you know what? That right there, me personally, I like that.
Yeah.
The way you positioned it, like, look, this is what I want to do. Let me know now. This is how I feel like it's going, or what it could be.
Yeah.
How do you feel on that? Feel about that? If the guy chokes, or he gives you some BS answer or something like that, again, he's scared, he's not ready yet, type of thing. And again, that may be not be the guy that's for you, because you want somebody that's sure, like, look, I'm getting this car, I'm gonna get it. I want this goal in life, a career, I'm gonna do it. I'm serious about it. Let's get to it. If they move like that, and again, when it comes to marriage, they iffy, then again, they dancing around, they not ready. You gotta look for somebody that's ready.
So I feel like, ladies, maybe it comes off as pressure sometimes, but I do feel like, don't diminish what you feel. Still have your standards and still have that talk. Especially if you feel like you've been together for a while, y'all growing together, and you see that in your future, and you want to make sure he sees that in his future. Definitely needs to have that talk. If you've had the talk and you feel like he's dragging his feet, give it some time. But if you feel like it's not going in the direction that you want, then you're going to have that talk where it's like, well, this is how I feel at this point in our relationship. And if you're not on the same page with me, I get it, but I may have to move forward.
Another thing, let's just keep it a buck. Some women are desperate. And that speaks to them. Their actions, they're overeager. They can't hide it. That's why I say some women are clever as far as how they position it. Then it's like they let you know without being too much. But some women are too much when it comes to that. And again, it's a turnoff. So that shows. So can pressure be involved with that? Yes. I can feel pressured. If you're extra anxious, you want to get married, you're a needy person, all of these things are gonna like, okay, it's too much for me. I'm gonna feel suckered into doing it, feel guilty if I don't do it. Psychology.
But a part of me also feels like y'all men need to stop being with women that you don't see yourself marrying. Why are you investing 5, 6, 10 years with a woman that you have no desire to ever make your wife? You wasting your own damn time. You could be out there with the chick that gives you that feeling. And I see a lot of people like that. Like
10 years plus.
They're in relationships 10 years, and then they get offended when somebody brings up marriage. Like, oh, look, don't talk about that. Or just because that worked for y'all don't mean it's gonna work for me. But it's like,
and they'll tell you straight up, nope.
You have the audacity to think that you could take up space in somebody's life, and for them not to have standards and request, what they want. Like, and I feel like a lot of dudes do that. Like they're just with chicks for mad years, and when the girl brings it up, it's like, yo, you're not ready for that. Excuse me, no, you're not ready for that. And if you're not, cut me loose. Let me go. Or ladies, don't if you're waiting for a dude to cut you loose, he's not. Okay? He gonna ride that shit out until he can't ride it no more. So if you think a dude is really gonna respect you to the point where he's gonna be like, I don't really want marriage and I know you want it, so let me let you go. They're selfish. He wants his cake and eat it too. He wanna have you on the side. He wanna waste up your good years while he try to figure out what he want, and all the while you know what you want. You need to save yourself. If you're waiting for a dude to come and save you from that, it's never gonna happen. That's why you have to have standards. Now, when I met him, I was 31, and he was like late 20s because I'm older than him, and we had a discussion. It wasn't like full blown like first date, but I was like, well, he asked me like, where you see yourself in the future, and I was like, a business owner, blah, blah, maybe a couple kids, married. And I was like, what about you? He was like, I definitely see marriage in my future. I always thought I was the guy to settle down. And so that conversation alone made me feel good, because it was like, he actually sees himself being married. He not saying to me.
And see, key word, it wasn't too much. It was just a basic conversation two adults having. I didn't feel pressured. It was a legitimate question.
But it gave me hope that may be one day us, or it could be him and somebody else. But the fact that he actually sees marriage in his future shows that he's the marrying kind, and he wants that. But if you were a dude and he like, oh, we see yourself in 10 years and he never mentions marriage, that's not the marrying guy. You need to move on. Like, And a lot of y'all are pressuring people that just don't want marriage, period. So no matter when you bring it up, it'll never change. So
and guys too, it depends who you with. You gotta pay attention to the signs. That's about dating. That's about getting to know people, men and women. But men also need to know that if you're a good dude and you take care of your family, you do right in life, sometimes you gotta trust the process. I didn't know for sure either how things would turn once we moved in, once we got married, right? Because you hear stories about things change once that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to trust the process. I had to take a chance. If, God forbid, it doesn't work out, it's just a scratch on me. I'll live. My life is not going to be over or anything else. You have to be smart on how you do things. You have to protect yourself in life. We all have that responsibility. Nobody's going to take care of ourselves better than ourselves. So you got to trust it and stop being so scared thinking that somebody else's situation is going to happen to you. So you moving. You got to trust the feeling of love. It sounds cliche, but it's true. Trust the feeling of love. And if you with somebody that's good, that has good intentions, then they're not going to do you dirty.
Yeah.
And that's what my experience has been. I don't have a crystal ball.
But
I knew you was a good person, and I knew that if we both put all our efforts in it, it could work.
But great points that you made. But to wrap it up, do women pressure men into marriage? I think we give them a little push. I don't know about pressure. Pressure's a strong.
See, push.
We give them a little push, meaning like, hey guy, this is where I see myself in the next couple of years. Are you there? Now, I don't feel that it's pressure because when we have that discussion, we're ready for the repercussions of what comes after. So we're ready for you to be like, you know what, Melissa, sorry to say, I don't see myself being married. That's going to be heartbreaking, but at least it lets us know that we need to move on.
If it feels like it's pressure, chances are they're not the one for you. I don't want to feel pressured. I don't want to pressure you into anything. Like, it has to be organic, natural, has to make sense. So again, as adults, you can only have those conversations. And like we all discussed too, it's all about actions. They'll act on it. That's how it's supposed to be.
I think both parties are guilty.
Yes.
I feel the women are guilty for keep pushing, but they're also guilty for staying in something where they're not getting what they want and what they need. And I feel the men are wrong too by saying that it's pressure when they're dedicating love and time of building and growing with a woman. So pressure sounds bad because it's like we've been in this same ride together. So why are you looking at it as pressure and I'm looking at it as love?
They misconstrue it.
Yeah, but I think the men are at fault too because you have no business staying in a relationship with somebody for 5, 6, 7+ years and you have no intentions of marrying them, especially if you got children or you don't have kids, whatever. You're wrong too. Stop getting defensive because you're selling a dream to someone and to everybody else, and then when the person's trying to follow through, you get defensive. That's not right either. So both parties are at fault here. If the ladies, you're not getting what you want, you need to leave. Simple as that. Men, if she's not the marrying kind or you don't see yourself marrying her in 10 years, you ain't never going to see yourself marrying her. You need to move on. Or if marriage is not for you, you need to let that lady move on and find somebody that wants to give her marriage. And that's what I have to say about that.
Amen. I think that wraps it up in conclusion.
Yeah.
That's our points on it. As men, we have to be better with the words that we choose.
Yes. So many other words.
I think Duvall had good intentions. He don't plan on leaving his wife. He's not mad at his wife for pressuring him to marry. He felt like he was voicing something and he had a good point. However, he didn't think about, in my opinion, how he worded the question, and it backfired on him.
It makes.
But that don't mean he don't love his wife any less and thought she's devious into getting him.
Y'all just need to understand when y'all say things like that, you make it seem like I didn't really love her. I just was pressured into this. And that's how it sounds. That's how it comes across. And that's a horrible thing to say, because when you hear it from us, we like, I love him, I just want to marry him. That's where we're coming from. And y'all like, well, I'm just here because I got pressure. And that sounds messed up to us. It's like a freaking shot in the heart. You know, when you say stuff like that, it's like, well, why do you feel pressure and I feel love? Like, so yes, wrong choice of words. I don't feel a man could be married to somebody he really didn't want to be married to. You hear it all the time. People leave, they break up or whatever. So nobody can force you into something you don't want to be in. So at the end of the day, even if you feel the push or pressure, whatever you want to call it,
get out.
You have the final say. You don't have to go through with it. So
if it don't feel right, get out. Men or women, period. That's how relationships work.
Yeah.
So we love you guys. We got some more dope stuff coming up. I promise you.
I love the commentary that you guys leave under the videos. Let us know how you feel. Are you married? Are you in a situation where you're looking for marriage and you're like, what's going on? Let us know in the comments. Let us know what else you want us to talk about that we haven't talked about.
Yes. Talk about your experiences also. If you're in this current situation where you're having conversations with the guy and it's going, you feel weird about it, you're uncertain. We want to hear these experiences because, again, not everybody's relationship is the same. It's different experiences, blah, blah, blah. So please like, comment, share. Thanks so much for tuning in. God bless you guys. And again, there's going to be some more heat, I promise. All right?
Later.
Peace.
Bye.